Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Viknopashantaye Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekharendra Pranamami Mudanvaham. Hindu Dharma, Part 5, The Vedas, Chapter 4, Past Glory and Present Shame. The 14 branches of learning we taught in our country from the remote past until the inception of British rule. Let me tell you something interesting about them. You must have read about the Chinese pilgrims Fahezhen and Huzhang. The former visited India early in the 5th century AD and later in the 7th century AD. They have both recorded impressions of the travels here and given particularly glowing accounts of the big universities of Nalanda and Takshashila. We learn about these institutions from archaeological investigations also. They were at the peak of their glory when Buddhism flourished in the country. It is noteworthy that the syllabuses of both these universities included the Chaturdasha Vidya. Of course, Buddhist religious texts were also taught, but only after the students had learned the 14 Hindu Shastras. The reason? Acquaintance with Vedic learning was a help to any religious community in acquiring knowledge and in character building. The Buddhists thus believed that education, to be called education, must include a course in the Hindu Chaturdasha Vidya. In the south also, these Shastras were taught at Gatikas Thanas and other institutions established by the Rajas of Tamil Nadu. In the copper plate inscriptions dated 868 AD, there is a reference to an educational institution at Bahur between Kadalur and Pondicherry, where it is stated that the 14 Vidyas were taught. Similarly, there was a school at Ennariyam between Villupuram and Tindivanam, where the ancient Shastras were part of the syllabus as evidenced by an inscription of Rajendra Chola, 11th century. There are many more similar examples. Nowadays, considerable research is conducted into Tamil history. It has inspired stories and novels. However, nobody seems to have dealt with the information that I have gained from my own historical enquiries that the Tamil rulers supported the Vedas and Shastras in a big way. There is much talk about the need for impartiality in all matters and about the importance of having a scientific outlook, but we do not see any evidence of it in practice. The Buddhists were opposed to the Vedas, but they believed that an acquaintance with the 14 Hindu Shastras was necessary to nurture the intelligence and shape the moral character of the students learning in their institutions. But people here who claim to have faith in our religion, it does not matter that they do nothing to promote our Shastras, maintain silence about the work done by the Tamil kings in the past in the cause of Vedic learning. We have come to such a pass that if we were asked about our Vidyas, we can do no better than keep silent. Indeed, we do not even know what is meant by Vidya. In all likelihood, we think it to be jugglery, witchcraft, or magic. Vidya and Kala are the same. Kala means knowledge that waxes like the moon. Now most people think that Kala means only, Kala. Vidya and Kala are the same. Kala means knowledge that waxes like the moon. Now most people think that Kala means only dance. We must no longer be ignorant of our Shastras or indifferent to them, and we must try to be true to ourselves. That is why I want to speak briefly about the 14 or 18 branches of learning. You must at least learn their names. Siksha, Vyakarana, Mimamsa and Nyaya are among the 14 Shastras. You may find these subjects somewhat tiresome and think that they do not serve the self in any way. But I ask you, what about all your daily activities? How do they help the self? You take so much time to read newspapers which has a whole page or two on sports. What purpose does it serve in your daily life? Or for what matter in your inward growth? One day, some years ago, I happened to be in a certain town. It was noontime, and as I went out, I saw a big crowd in front of a shop. The radio was blaring out the news, and I was told that the crowd had gathered to listen to it. I asked a passerby what was so exciting about the news. He said that a cricket match was being played somewhere, some thousands of miles away across the seas in a far off continent, and that the latest score was being announced. The fact that people are prepared to spend their time, money, and energy on things they fancy but are of no practical value to them. Now, I ask you to take an interest in our Shastras. They are certainly more useful than cricket and such other things. They may not seem to bring you any direct spiritual benefit. While their ultimate purpose is to take us to the path of enlightenment, they are essential to our knowledge and to making us mature. Knowledge is a treasure and it is a gift of the Lord. If you sharpen it with good knowledge and the spirit of inquiry, the ultimate reality will be revealed to you in a flash. Man alone is the recipient of the divine blessings called speech. If it is used wisely, he will have an abundance of goodwill. That is why so many Shastras relating to speech like Vyakarana, Nirukta, Siksha have been developed. Every one of you must have at least a basic knowledge of these subjects. Hari Om Tat Sat.